Hey guys, welcome to the 10-day refresh. I'm really excited to have you here. So I just want to spend a couple of minutes today answering some questions that I've gotten from people that have already signed up, and then going through some just kind of top level important things that I want you to remember before you start. So the first thing that I want to talk about are your goals. It's an incredibly important part of the refresh and something that I really want you to focus on and get started before Monday. So I'm going to share my 3 goals with you first because of course I'm doing the refresh with you. My first goal, it's a big one, and it's cutting out coffee. So this is not something that you have to do. I'm cutting it out because I kind of have a slippery slope with coffee. I tend to drink too much and then I get really anxious and it's just not good. So I'm going to be cutting coffee out and adding in green tea instead. My second goal is to meditate every single morning during the refresh for 10 minutes. And then my third goal is to plan my vacation in the month of July with my husband. We're going to go somewhere for a week, so I'm going to make that happen. So I'd love to hear from you what your goals are. I'm going to share mine again in the Facebook group, and I'd love for you to share yours there as well. And I'll comment and share my encouragement with you as well. The second thing that I want to talk to you about is the challenges section. So people tend to kind of skip over this one because it's not the nutrition, it's not the exercises or the recipes, but this is what really makes the refresh different from any sort of detox or Whole30 or anything like that that you've done before. And what makes it important is that it really stops and makes you slow down and move out of your comfort zone a little bit and be challenged and pushed to try new things. So one of the things on there is to try a new exercise class or workout class. One of my favorite ones is to spend a day, acting and looking and feeling like you're Beyonce. And what I mean by that is dress up, put on high heels, stand up in the meeting with your boss, don't be afraid to ask for that extra project or, do something really empowering that you normally wouldn't do. So this is really important because it's going to help with confidence. It's going to help you feel good. And this is so important because when you feel good, you reach for really good food. When you feel bad, you reach for bad food. So you'll notice that, nights when you come home and maybe you're alone or you're sad or depressed, that's when you reach for the Ben & Jerry's. So I want to fulfill that emotional void with things that are going to make you feel good and happy. So please focus on that, and I'd love to hear what your challenges are. I'm going to be doing some of them, and I'm going to be sharing them using hashtag 10-day refresh on my Instagram page at Darby Jackson Wellness, and I'd love to hear from you. It's a great way for you to hold yourself accountable, make sure you're doing the challenges, and for me to see, what you're doing and how you're pushing yourself. The last thing that I want to talk about is meal prep. So you've got about a day and a half before the refresh starts on Monday. I want you to open up the nutrition section and get really familiar with it, and then go grocery shopping and get what you need to really set yourself up for success. So get what you need for the egg cups, for snacks, get your kombuchas or your blueprint juice, stuff like that. And cook a few of those recipes up on Sunday night so that you're ready, so that you don't have that excuse of, I was at work late, so I had to get takeout, or, I was overwhelmed and stressed, I didn't have time to cook. There's no time for that. So on Sunday, I want you to spend some time prepping all of that stuff, okay? All right, so now I just want to take a couple of minutes to answer some questions that I've gotten from people that have already signed up for the refresh, just to make sure that everyone's clear and we're all on the same page. So the first question comes from Carly, and Carly asks, or she says, I normally eat breakfast and lunch at my office, so what are some suggestions? So my first suggestion for Carly is to meal prep. So the more prepared you are with snacks, the less likely you're going to be to stick your hand in that candy jar or grab pretzels or something like that at the office. So cook up those egg cups, make leftovers from the night before, just be really equipped with snacks, almond butter, things like that, kombucha, so that you're not tempted by anything else in the workplace. The second question comes from Megan. And Megan wants to know if she needs to follow the 10-day refresh meal guide to a T. She really likes leftovers and finds that cooking all the time is really hard. So my answer to Megan is no, you don't have to follow those 10 days of meal plans to a T. If you'd rather have breakfast for dinner, or you do make leftovers and you want to have that for lunch the next day, absolutely. What's important is that you choose meals from that meal plan, from the recipes, and that when you do decide to veer from the meal plan, that you stick to things that are in the enjoy section and that you avoid foods in the avoid section. So that meal prep kind of serves as a guide so that you know how much to be eating and what those meals will look like. So like I said, if you want to have leftovers the next day or you don't like salmon, you want to substitute something else in, go ahead. If you have questions along the way on food, please post them in the Facebook group and I'll be sure to answer. The third question comes from Carrie. Carrie says she has a couple of social engagements next week and wants to know how to navigate those with success. So the first thing, my first recommendation is that you should have a snack of some kind before you go to the social engagement. So have half of an avocado with some olive oil and salt on top, have some kale chips, hard-boiled egg, maybe some veggies dipped in guacamole, a small salad, a small smoothie, something like that, so you're not starving right when you get there. My other recommendation is to arrive with a kombucha or a green juice or something like that in hand. And the reason I like that is that when you get there, you're not automatically reaching for a drink. You have this and it kind of pushes back your drinking by an hour or so that you can enjoy that beverage. Pour it into a wine glass so it looks fancy. Do something like that. I want to also tag on to that question the alcohol surrounding the refresh. So yes, you can drink on the refresh, but only a maximum of 2 nights and 2 drinks per night. So that's a total of 4. I really want to make sure that if you do choose to drink, that you're choosing drinks from my refresh cocktail guide. So I have cocktails on there as well as wine recommendations. So please make sure that you're sticking to those. If you want to kick it up a notch or you're really looking to just rev yourself up over these 10 days, then I do suggest that you stay away from alcohol. But I do understand that there are social engagements and things like that happening, so that's why there's that tiny bit of leeway. So I hope that helped clarify some things. If you have more questions, like I said, please ask them on the Facebook page. And I also would love to have you guys share your challenges, your nutrition, what you're eating, what your workouts are, things like that using hashtag 10dayrefresh on Instagram and Facebook. Can't wait to get started. Let's do this.